Hiya, so it's that time again for the What I Watched this month. So today we're doing What I Watched in October. So most people would have watched all your Halloween type of films, all your spooky films, maybe some spooky TV series. Not me. Not to say that's not what I'm normally into, it's just I never got around to it. I wasn't really in the mood for it either. So yeah. So this month was kind of like really taken over by finishing Vampire Diaries, because Vampire Diaries got taken off Netflix November 1st. So I did have to watch the final 2 seasons of Vampire Diaries. Yeah, so do you know what I realised? You do not miss Elena. You just don't. Because it's the last 2 series that I watched. So basically I watched Vampire Diaries when it first started. And I used to watch it with my family. So we watched it and then I moved out. And so when I moved out, I was like holding out to watch it with them, and then it never happened. So then they carried on watching it without me. Rude. So yeah, they carried on watching it without me. So I kind of put off watching the rest of it to then watch it with them and go around there. Obviously lockdown happens, you can't do that. And then when they was like, oh, it's coming off Netflix, I was like, I need to finish this. So I did the 2 seasons this month mainly. And then after that, I kind of became a bit like, oh, I don't want to watch anything else. I'm not in the mood to watch anything else. Because sometimes when I do finish a series, I do get a bit like, oh, I don't want to watch anything. So I did kind of drop into watching more of my YouTube videos, more chat shows, things like that. Because I kind of store them up for when that happens. And then eventually I'll get back into something else. Yeah. But I mean, the ending wasn't great. But you do realise that you don't actually miss Elena. And even though she was essentially the focal point of the first few seasons, you don't need her. But I'm pretty sure the books go off to just Damon anyway, so that does make sense. But yeah, you don't miss her. And also, that last episode, without doing spoilers, but obviously Elena is back in there in the last few episodes. That wig was awful, considering it's quite a big production show. That wig, you could tell it was a wig. All they need to do is put some extensions in instead of that wig. But, you know, they didn't do a great job there. So, what else I watched? I was going to do a video, but I've left it a bit too late now. But what else I watched was The Witcher. So, I suppose I was watching quite a few, like, spooky things, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so we started The Witcher the week it came out, and we watched the first 2 episodes, and then there were so many things recorded on the TV and everything, we never got a chance to finish it, so we never finished The Witcher. So we was like, do you know what, we're going to watch 1 episode a night, we're going to finish it. And I missed it when it was finished. I can't wait for season 2. I really got into it. The whole timeline thing, if you've watched it, you know, otherwise I'm not going to explain it, but the timeline thing, it makes you think, and that's what's good about TV. TV makes you think, and it should make you think. Not always, sometimes it's nice to have something that doesn't, but it is good to have something you get really invested in, something you want to Google after and talk about and have fan theories and things like that. So I think that was what was really great. However, I think the season finale was the weakest episode out of the whole season. Considering it was a season finale, you didn't really get much. I need to watch more. It was just kind of like, okay, this is the season finale. The build up to the season finale was better. Sometimes that is the case with things anyway. So yeah, but definitely check out The Witcher if you haven't watched it already, because then you'll be caught up for season 2. But I really enjoyed it. I think the performances was great. The costumes were great. Just overall great show. It's definitely one of the stronger Netflix shows that are on there, and I think that's why the show was as big as it was, but I definitely did enjoy it. But that's the kind of show that's right up my alley anyway. So, yeah. We also had season 10 finale of The Walking Dead. I'm so glad there's only 1 more season left, because this is a show that started out amazing. I loved the show. Season 1 was a bit slow, but you was getting to know the characters, and then the second season 2 hit you as like, yes, let's go, let's watch this. And it was a show that everyone was so hyped about, and that's why it has got the name that it has got. Everyone is like, oh my god, this show is great. It's not anymore. And it's not because they killed off Rick, it's not because they killed off Carl, it is just, it's burning off slowly. There's too many episodes for the storyline. It takes so long to kind of go along, and it's just, everyone is just so upset now, and obviously they were beforehand, but all the characters are just so mopey that there's nothing else to, there's no aim for them anymore. So yeah, it's definitely not as fun as it used to be. So yeah, I'm glad the next season's the last one. The season finale was so slow, and then you just had them get out the building, and yeah, nothing really happened for a season finale. I think the episode before that, if I can even remember it, was better than the other one. So yeah, not great. So other things, talking of The Walking Dead, obviously we had Jesus, who got killed on, spoiler, season before, and the guy that played him is now in Prodigal Son, which I did talk about in my last video, because we're watching it weekly now, because we're up to date with it on the TV. And so we've watched 4 more episodes, and it's still brilliant, still really enjoying it. But basically Prodigal Son is one of them shows that is like the killer helping the cop kind of thing, but there's a lot more into it. I definitely recommend going into it. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I've already spoken about it before. Season 15 of Supernatural has started in the UK, and it's so exciting. It's the final season, and I'm so gonna cry when that comes out. Oh, I'm gonna be so upset. But I'm glad we haven't got to wait as long. So I'm hoping we'll get to the last episode when the newer episodes in the States come out, and we'll watch it pretty much straight after that. Because I'm going to be so sad when it's over. And I love it because they're doing all the bad guys from all the previous seasons. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm enjoying it so far. I've only seen the first 2, but we're enjoying it so far. We finished Lovecraft Country this month. Amazing series. We still haven't had a renewal for season 2. I've read a few things that it's looking good, that it might do, because the ratings are very good for HBO. But it did get tied up in a nice little bow. There's a little cliffhanger at the end that makes you go, oh, okay, what happens next season? But yeah, it was a beautiful ride of just a great show, a great story. It was in depth. There was proper, like, really good acting, storytelling. You really felt for the characters as well, and like, the effects were quite good as well. And it was just a wonderful show. And I was upset that there were no more episodes, but it's set in this perfect, just 10 episodes. And if we don't get a renewal, I'll be absolutely okay with it, because it is summed up. The whole thing is summed up in one whole series. And it's just brilliant. So if you do get a chance to watch it, it's on Now TV until the 18th of November. So honestly, if you get a chance, pop it on. Especially now we're going back into lockdown, pop it on. You've got 10 episodes, bash it out in a few days. You will not regret it. Obviously the first episode's a little slow, but it's an amazing show. And I'm not going to go into all the details because I've got reviews and stuff on here as well, but I would 100% say watch it. So, going back a little bit, I've been watching CSI Cyber Season 2. We finally got it on the TV over here. They released it on DVD ages ago over here. I'm not paying £20 for a 16 episode DVD, 16 episode DVD package that might not even be that good. So it's finally showing on CBS Justice, and I'm enjoying it. Do you know what? I thought CSI Cyber was one of my favourite CSIs, but I don't think it is anymore. Like, I really got into CSI Miami last year, and I quite got into actual CSI as well, like the main one. Not the biggest fan of CSI New York. I think I like Miami because it's so cheesy, and it's kind of like, oh dear, this is so cheesy. And just CSI is just the main one. You kind of, later on in the seasons, you get a bit invested in the characters. CSI New York, I'm still on season 2, so I'm not invested yet. But I can't make a favourite anymore. I think it's Miami. I don't know. But CSI Cyber Season 2, you got Ted Danson in it now, which I didn't know was a thing, because I think CSI Cyber was the last one to run after all the other ones got cancelled, and this got cancelled last, I think, if I remember rightly. And so I was surprised to see Ted Danson. I actually had to Google who'd left from season 1 for Ted Danson to be in there, because they mentioned it in the first episode, and I was like, who was it? And then it all came back to me. But yeah, enjoying it. Not much to say about it, it's your standard CSI. And then So we did some Halloween films. I did one the day before Halloween, but I did some throwbacks. So I did Twitches and Halloween Town. I didn't enjoy Halloween Town as much as I thought I would, considering I remember really enjoying it. And Twitches neither. Maybe I'm just a bit too old for them now. I thought I'd get all the nostalgic kind of feels back, but I didn't. That's quite upsetting, isn't it? But last but not least, I've done a bit of my Arrowverse, but we're going through that so slowly it's not worth talking about it. So then finally we finished season 2 of Ghost this season, this last month. So Ghost, if you don't know, it's basically about this couple who inherited this big house, and inside this house is a load of ghosts. So it's written by the guys who did Horrible Histories, Yonderland, all that. It's such a great cast. And basically they the woman dies in the first episode, and when she comes back to life, she's revived. When she comes back to life, she can see these ghosts in the house. So it's all about them causing the mischief, and these guys trying to do up this big house, turning it into this wedding venue. Season 2 was so funny. I think season 2 was funnier than season 1. It's brilliant. It's a family show. Everyone in the family can watch it, and apparently the ratings for BBC for it is brilliant. I think it holds the record for one of the highest rated first season sitcoms or something. Oh, I just messed up my hair there. Sorry, that's going to annoy some people. Maybe I should do that. So yeah, it's a great watch, and I would 100% recommend it for anyone to watch it, because it is just so much fun. This is my book of my TV shows, by the way. I'll probably do a video on this at some point, but that's how I track what I'm watching. I'm not going to move my iPad because I had so much trouble standing it up. But yeah, Ghost is a great show. Watch it. I haven't really done much explaining of anything, but I feel like you can just Google that. I probably should start explaining things, but you know. So this was a weird month. Other than Vampire Diaries, I didn't really watch much. But yeah, so next month I'm hoping to get through to the end of Goldbergs. They've just started showing that back on E4. Obviously we're back into lockdown, so we're hoping to catch up with the whole entire Arrowverse, get some Black Lightning in there because we're still on season 1 for that. Oh yeah, I also watched Hubie Halloween. I've done a separate review for that, so I'm not going to say anything for that. What else do I want to watch this month? I'm probably going to finish CSI Cyber, and I don't know what else I'm going to watch. I'll see where everything takes me. It'll be exciting, because there's no way that's going to CSI Cyber and the Goldbergs is going to last me a month, so find out where else we go. But anyway, what have you guys been watching? Put it in the comments, because it might give me an idea of what else to watch, even though I've got a massive list. But yeah, hope you enjoy. Thumbs up if you made it to the end. Probably not. I just ramble on a lot, don't I? Yeah. See you soon.